I got the collector's edition. It came in the mail today. I got off work, I hung out a little bit, and now I'm ready, right? I'm ready. So here's the thing. Rebirth's got to install a little bit, obviously. So what we're going to do is going to open up the collector's edition, and we're going to set in Rebirth to install. All right. And we might do remake replay. I don't know. We'll check it out. Hold on one sec. Let me grab this box. It's a big box. It's a big box. As you can see, I untaped the top, but I haven't opened anything. So, all right. Panel. Standard box panel. Some bubble wrap. I don't know if that's ASMR or not. It might be annoying. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Oh. Here it is, friends. Let me just hold that up in all its glory. Alright, so what do we got? Blank side. Ooh, defy destiny together. And then it just tells you what it all includes on the back here. Okay. Ultra HD Blu-ray, 160 gigabyte minimum, it says. So we're gonna go ahead and unpackage that, so I can get the game to start loading. Right. We're gonna try to be nice to the box. Open it gently. Right. Wow. This is not easy to open, actually. I'm gonna try to be gentle, because I'd like to preserve the box. There we go. Look at this. The soundtrack, which, from everything I've heard, the tracks are amazing. You can see the reflection. It's such a nice pearl case. So we've got the soundtrack here. Sweet. Let's put soundtrack. Whoops. That was some bubble wrap. Put soundtrack down here with my other CDs. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that they're still doing CDs. But I'm a big physical media guy anyway, so I'm happy about it. I'm good with that. Okay. The art book. Let's look at it. Okay, we'll look at this in a second. Let's get the game loading first. I didn't think about this. I can't play Remake while this is loading, because Remake's on a disc as well, because I like physical media. So here's the steel case. Very cool shot of Cloud and Zack. Buster Sword on the back. What does the inside look like? I'm not sure what the inside is supposed to be. It's kind of hard to tell. They're just like little circles. Almost looks like I don't know, like a sphere grid, but not a sphere grid. So I don't know. Okay, but that is the steel case right there. Looks very nice. Very nice. Okay. What else? Oh, and of course, the actual game. So again, there's like a big reflection coming off here. Defy Destiny together, same thing as the regular one. Okay, so hold on one sec. Hear the crinkle, crinkly crinkle as I open the plastic. There's not quite as much of a reflection of sheen on it. Okay, data disk. Insert this disk first. Okay, that's what we'll do. Oh, wait. Let me show you the disc. Okay. So the disc has Sephiroth, the one-winged angel. Pretty cool. You can see here, it's really Cloud jumping to attack Sephiroth, right? We've seen this here. Let me just turn the disc this way so you can see. So it's Cloud jumping to attack Sephiroth, which we've seen. We've seen that. We know what that's about. Actually, while I'm talking about them, let's compare the steel boxes, okay? So this is... Ooh, it's dusty. This is the steel case from Remake. So it's got Sephiroth. It's got the game title on the back. The inside has Cloud with the Shinra building. So I actually like that. I think I like the art on the old steel box a little bit better. I will say that the quality of the steel case on the new one, it's sturdier. It doesn't have as much as interesting of art, but it is sturdier than this original steel case that I've had for 4 years. I don't even really use it that much. I just use it for display, but it's flimsier. So the new steel case is better quality, but I think the imagery on the first one's better. So here we have the Rebirth Static Arts Sephiroth. You see it says Sephiroth. Okay. Let me open this up. Careful with knives. Be careful. Okay. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is the Static Arts Sephiroth box. It's got the Rebirth title on it. That's pretty cool. On the back, it doesn't have anything that interesting, just like, you know, all the legal stuff on the back. And a French thing on the top and a German warning on the top. Okay, so, it's got choking hazards, says it's for ages 13 and up. I think we're pretty safe, right? Alright, so now, let's turn it this way. Open the Sephiroth box. Oh, okay. So it gives us a part list. And it shows us how to put it together. So he actually comes, which makes sense because of his hair. He actually comes, let's see if I can see this. He actually comes decapitated. Right? And then you have to put him together. So let's put him together. Hold on. I want you guys to see what I'm seeing here. It's pretty amazing. Let me just turn this. You see his head and his torso and a wing. Right? When we open it up, that's what we see. It's pretty great. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out. Okay, there's wing, big wing, wing, and then I need the instructions because I don't want to mess this up. So, okay, so this is wing E, the big one. This is wing F, small one. Oh, look, it looks like there's another piece that attaches to wing F. So we're going to put that aside for right now. Put that right there. Oh, I see. Because he only has one wing, right? So it's actually just, it connects together, looks like. Is that, come on, focus. Is that a little scary? Is that what you wanted? Chat, you wanted a Sephiroth, decapitated Sephiroth. Look at his luscious locks, his luscious mane of hair. And then we take this out. Put this in here. Okay. His torso. The headless Sephiroth. Torso. Okay. Oh, and of course what we've all been waiting for. The Masamune and all its glory. Look at that handle. It's actually pretty cool. Alright, put that aside. And here is the giant stand for him. So let's put it all together, shall we? So what does it say to do first? Okay, so first what it wants us to do is put the head on. Do you guys remember watching Power Rangers and like slowly the Zord head would go on? You know? That's what I feel like this is like. Man, you really gotta get this on just right. I'm trying to see how it fits in here. I don't want to break it. Do we get it? I think that's it. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Maybe not. It might need to sit a little farther back. I'm gonna try pushing it a little farther back. Yeah, that looks a little bit more natural, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, next step. So next it wants me to put the Masamune in his hand. Okay, so let's grab the Masamune. And of course he's a lefty. And it goes in his hand backwards. Okay. Okay, so his hand needs to, according to looking at this diagram, it goes pretty far down the pommel. Yeah, pretty much put the pommel all the way through. And that's what it should look like. So next, it wants me to put him in the stand. So there really should be only one way, based on the holes on the top of the stand, there should really be only one way that he can fit into the stand. We're gonna have to like, looks like we're gonna have to manipulate his legs a little bit. So I'm way off base about how this should go in. It looks like this is supposed to be the front. Let me look at the full diagram here. Yeah, so this, so what should be the front? That's the question. Hmm. Should he be stepping on it the whole time or stepping off of it? Yeah, they really don't give you a good idea of how he should be standing on it, even in the diagram. It looks like his back foot should be on this one, and his front foot should be on this one. But you really have to stretch his legs to get it to go, 'cause otherwise it's not going to go. I'm trying not to break the figure, but this seems like how you're supposed to do it. Jeez. Again, don't want to break it. Okay, didn't break it. That's good. Just have to get it situated. Yeah, if I'm reading this correctly, it's got to be this way. Man, you really have to have some force to get it in there, buddy. He's in there. As good as he can be in there. Okay, perfect. So he's on the stand. All right. And so now, to attach the wing, it says, oh, so interesting. You can have him on the stand with the wing or without. But if you do it with the wing, you have to take his head back off. So that's not a super great way to make this, but it's what it is. Okay, so his head's coming back off. It actually came back off pretty easily, so I'm not super concerned about it. Okay, so to attach the wing, it says remove one piece. That's interesting. You stick this piece, this little G piece that it came with, you stick it into the back. Let's take his Mazamune away because it's getting in the way. So it wants me to stick this under a panel in his back and pry it up. But that's weird. It doesn't look like it should work. I was afraid of this. Something broke. The sword, the little pommel right here, broke off. It went right back on, but it did break. So that's not great. See, it's acting like this should just pry right up, but it really doesn't want to. I'm gonna move this box and sit down. Okay. So you guys can try to see what I'm doing here. There's a panel right here that's saying we should be able to take this and put it underneath. But I just don't think that it's gonna work. I can try. It just doesn't look right. It looks like I'm just damaging the plastic trying to do this. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm bending this plastic piece. It's not getting the job done. And I'm afraid it's just gonna snap. There. It finally gave way a little bit. Finally gave way just a little bit. But yeah, this thing that it comes with, not a great tool for this. Not a great tool for this. Okay. Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse. And I'm really getting no closer to getting this open. I probably just need a different tool, honestly. I have this fancy guitar pick. I'm going to see if that helps any. Am I just going to break my guitar pick? Okay, that was entirely too difficult, but I did get it off. This is a piece of his back. So you can see the socket right here. Let me move this closer. You can see the hole in his back. Well, that's where this is supposed to go, but look at this. Let me get it to focus. Focus on this for me, please. If I put it right here. It's breaking, it's bent, it's cracking. This is the tool they give you to do that. I couldn't use that. I had to use this guitar pick I have to get it open. It should pop back on pretty easily though, which is good. Alright, so now if you want to attach the wing, you first need to attach the separate pieces of the wing, so let's do that. And then the head actually has to go on last. So these are the two pieces of the wing. This piece slides into this one, or it's supposed to. Let's see if it actually does. Okay, it did slide in, not super easily, but it worked. So now we have one big wing. So that slides in and makes a new back plate, which honestly is nice, but I feel like it might be hard to get out. Because this is a lot more weight to it. Maybe if you are able to pull on the back of the wing, it'll come out more easily, but I'm a little worried about it, to be fair. But that's okay. Alright. I'm not gonna poke myself with that. Okay. So now we put his head back on. Like so. If I can get it back on. Alright. That's not very good, but there we go. I can feel it. I felt it lock in there, so it should be pretty good. Okay, and then his sword needs to go back in his hand. I don't know if yours is going to be like this if you get one of these, but this tip came off on mine pretty easily when I slid it back through his hand to come out. So just be aware of that. Yeah, see, it released in his hand again. So my fear is that gravity is just going to make that thing fly off. But okay. So here you have it. If I don't put myself in the head with it. Got Sephiroth, his Mazmune, his wing on his stand. It's pretty tall. I'd say this is close to like, this is like 1.5 feet. Does it say the dimensions of this thing? Hey, look. Not on this paper, I don't think. Maybe on the box. Let's look at the box. But you can see it's pretty tall. Let's see if it's even with my head. Oop. If it's even with my head, it comes down to like right under my sternum, right under my chest. So it's pretty tall. So this is what you get with the collector's edition. This is the statue, right? So I'm gonna have to find a place for this. This thing's huge. I mean, it's cool, but it's very, very large. Well, for right now, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I'm just gonna put it over here off camera, and I'll find a place for it later because I've got too much stuff on the walls and on stands as it is. So I'm gonna put this over here. Okay, so it's very cool. It's a static figure, which is fine, but just to show you how that kind of differs, right? Is we have the collector's edition for remake as well, right? So we got that figure, which they sold later separately, but let me grab it. Okay, so this is what came with remake. If you never saw, you get the Hardy Daytona with Cloud. Cloud is posable. He's very posable, actually. He has a sword. He has different hands. He's got a lot of little accoutrements that goes with him. Man, this thing's dusty because it's been sitting on my shelf. But yeah, this is what came with remake. So you can kind of compare this. This is a lot more posable, like I said. It comes with this motorcycle that is, I mean, pretty, for all intents and purposes, it's pretty functional as a figurine. Very, very fun, very cool. It's got a lot of weight to it. The statue has a lot of weight to it, but the Sephiroth one is just that. It's a statue. It's not so much a figure as it is a piece of furniture, right? Cloud is a figure with removable attachments for his hands, and like I said, he's on this motorcycle that you can use and roll around with it. You can play with it. But man, I've got to wipe this down. But Sephiroth is not. He's a statue. He's a static statue. It says that on the box. It says he's static. So that's what you got with the original collector's edition for remake. Fun figure, fun to hang out with. This one, like I said, it's more of like an art piece, right? Like it's a statue. I'll bring it back here. So it's got a lot of heft to it. It's very sturdy, especially the base. The base feels like it's literally made from like thick plastic. Like it's not, this rock does not feel hollow. It feels like a solid piece, right? And then you have these kind of semi-translucent flames. And in all honesty, I don't know if this was their original intention and then it was going to cost too much, but the way that these flames are arranged and the translucentness of the flames, I honestly thought that maybe this would light up the base, right? And like I said, maybe that was the original plan, and then that was going to be too expensive, so they just said, forget it. Let's just make it a piece that doesn't do that. But I would honestly say that it's a good looking, very detailed piece. Um, the wing, I think, adds a lot. I think if you didn't have the wing at all, like, I understand wanting to display it maybe without the wing, but I don't know. I think it adds a lot. It makes it feel like just more fun anyway, to me. The coloration and the detailing on the armor that he's wearing is very good. It kind of looks like he's dusty down at the bottom, which, you know, is not a bad touch. And he's got different colorations. And I don't know if this is with every piece or just with mine, but like, everything looks really solid. Honestly, it's a cool piece for sure. Now my enjoyment level, probably enjoy the Cloud one from the remake a little bit more. I mean, it's cool to have them both, you know, to have Sephiroth and Cloud. And it really makes me wonder, like, what is the third one gonna have? Are we gonna have a static, like, centerpiece with Cloud and Sephiroth on it? Like, what is that going to look like? But this is very cool, you know, especially if you're a Sephiroth fan. It's nice, you know. Everything looks good on it. He's got the flowing hair behind him. He's got the sword behind him. Very long sword, trying to keep this in camera. And so it just looks really good, you know. Again, the issue for me is, like, let me back up. The issue for me is, like, where to put this thing. Because it's real tall. Real tall. It's awesome, but real tall. So that's going to be the issue for me. I'm going to set it on my desk. I want to see how tall it is. Yeah, it's pretty tall. I don't have a ruler, but it's got to be at least maybe 1.5 feet. I want to say, because he's so tall, the weight's distributed pretty well. The weightiest part of it is the base. So just holding it from the base, I would say that this feels like it's probably about 5 pounds. Maybe a little less. Maybe not quite that much. It's not as heavy as it could be. But it does have some weight to it. Yeah, I'd qualify this as like maybe slightly lighter than a gallon of milk. And I think a gallon of milk is like 5-6 pounds, something like that. So I'd say it's close to that. Maybe a little bit less than a gallon of milk would weigh. But again, it's distributed. The weight is distributed pretty evenly because it's so tall. So, you know, take that for what you will. You know what I should do? Just for now, this is not a permanent solution. I have a card table just in here. You can hang out right there. Okay, so if you didn't see it before, this is what I was talking about. This is from the first one, right? There's Cloud hanging out on the Hardy Daytona. Very cool. Boom, 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 boom. And so now we have both. All right. So like I said before, from like a fun factor, I feel like, you know, Cloud is actually a figurine. You can manipulate him, you can move him, you can give it under her gloves, or you can put him on a stand, you can keep him on the motorcycle. Whatever you want to do. Sephiroth is a very hefty statue, very well made, very pretty, right? Is like, here you can see Cloud. He looks okay. Like, there's some things with the face that like kind of look funky, but he's very posable, right? Because he's an actual figurine. You can move his legs. You know, you can move his legs in and out so that he can be on the motorcycle. And he looks pretty good, right? I think the much more impressive piece in that first collector's edition was the Hardy Daytona. It looks great. It's like a movable piece, right? It's got the wheels that turn, so they're not static. Both sets of wheels move. These even move independently of one another. So that's fun, you know, that they actually move around. These parts, I'll be honest, they don't look fantastic, but they look good enough, right? And then the top-down view, you know, it's got the carriage. It's got a little gas tank cap right here. You've got all these pieces underneath. All these kind of intricate looking stuff. So it's pretty cool. Especially because, like I said, it actually moves. This wheel seems like it's getting kind of stuck. Oh, I see what it is. Because the wheels actually turn this way too. You can see that. So it was getting stuck because it was scraping up against this. Yeah, I forgot about that too. The front wheel does not move like that, but the back wheels do. I guess the idea is for turning one wheel, just one wheel's arching, right? So we have that. Like I said, very posable, has a lot of extra pieces. And then by comparison, we have this. Not posable, right? It's static. Stays just like this, but very hefty piece. Pretty well put together. I would say the connectors being made out of metal is a really nice touch. It makes it look, makes everything lock into place very well. There's just a few things on it that like were kind of weird, like having to take off a piece of back panel to put in the wing. Makes sense, right? But you also have to take his head off just to put on the wing. And so, you know, if you're gonna display it, which I mean that's all you really can do with it, I would guess you would just need to make a decision up front, right? Are you gonna display it with the wing? Or are you gonna display it without the wing? I think wing is the way to go. I think it adds a lot. As I put him over my head, I think it adds a lot in the wing. I think it really kind of defines him as a character, especially since Advent Children. You know, it kind of just defines him. So I definitely think it's worth putting the wing in. But some people are OG loyalists, which I love the OG, obviously. It's what brought me into the fandom to begin with. And they don't like the wing. And the reason they don't like the wing is because he had a wing, he had wings in the original, but only in the final boss battle, right? He never looked like this. He never had his normal body with a wing attached to it. That didn't happen until Advent Children, So there it be. The Sephiroth Static Arts figure that comes with the collector's edition. So this also came with the deluxe edition. It's the art book. Let's open it up. Okay, so it's divided into sections. Section 1 is characters, Section 2 is summons, Section 3 is enemies, Section 4 is environments, and Section 5 is gadgets and tech. Alright, let's, I'll read this forward here. This is from Yoshinori Kitase. The remake trilogy continues with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second game in the series. The end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, where the party escapes from Midgar, struck an emotional chord with many players, and now Rebirth picks up where the game left off, beyond the city of Mako's walls. Cloud, Barret, Tifa, and Aerith, along with a few other familiar faces, step out into a wide open world of fantasy, and with the help of this art book, so too do we. Midgar was dark and gloomy, to say the least. Hissing steam, cold steel, and unforgiving concrete dominated the nighttime views topside, while the undercity below was a mishmash of ramshackle slums and abandoned buildings. The world of Rebirth, however, consists of numerous expansive regions where the cities and their populations are just as varied as the flora and fauna surrounding them. Even the topology can differ vastly from region to region, and it is this diversity, complemented by a vivid color palette, that shines through in every piece of artwork here. In the original Final Fantasy VII, the different locations were forcibly stitched together, and those themes certainly showed. For Rebirth, however, the team was able to take its many sprawling landscapes and weave them into a single seamless map, an achievement to which this book could very well serve as a testament. It not only depicts how this seamless continuity was represented artistically, but also how to expertly convey the charm of an immense and fantastical world. I sincerely hope you enjoyed looking through all this art book has to offer. Okay, so on here, the picture is Aerith looking at the Highwind, which is, classic picture from the loading screens, not loading screens, but the disc change screens from Final Fantasy. Look, the next one is just as iconic. It is Red 13 staring at his father, Seto. In fact, all of these first initial pages are from the remakes, basically, of the original artwork that was displayed on change disc screens. There's Kate Sith, and then we get Cloud. He should not really have changed much. Barrett. I do like these images. Tifa. She looks great. Aerith. She also looks great. Here we go. Red 13. He looks good. Yuffie. I like her smile in this one. It almost looks like a real teenager, like smiling because she has to, but she doesn't really want to smile. I think that's a nice touch if that was done on purpose. Kate Sith. He looks great. Vincent. Looks very cool. I like this picture a lot, this portrait picture. Sid Highwind. He looks really good. Honestly, he looks better than he's ever looked. The jacket, the gloves, like everything about this image is very cool. I think, like, clothing wise in the original, I think he has one of the best outfits, honestly. Vincent's is like almost cool, but it's a little too weird. But he has a great outfit. It's perfect. Zack. Sephiroth. Oh, cool. And so this is going to be some concept art. This is pretty neat. This looks like Costa del Sol outfits. Yep. Yuffie looks extra cute. And we got Johnny and Costa del Sol. We got Zangan. We've got the mayor and Broden, who we haven't met. There's Billy and Chloe. And Priscilla and Rhonda. Pretty cool. And then these folks have to be from the ship, but I don't know who these folks are. It says Regina and Mayor Capono, so it's got to be a city of some kind, but not one we know about yet. Okay, Gus. That's got to be the Coral Prison guy. So both of these guys are... Oh, look, and there's Esther and Joe. Esther and Joe, they look great, actually. Esther looks really good. I'm actually surprised by her design. It looks fantastic. So we've got Dr. Sheeran. I guess we get to meet Barrett's wife, which is cool, Myrna. And then Eleanor, who is, spoiler alert, somebody important. Zach's father and Zach's mother. I like how they don't get names. They're just Zach's father and mother. We have Elena of the Turks, Cisne, Chadley, and Mai. Oh, let's see Mai a little bit better. And then Elena and Cisne, both Turks at one point. Dine and Dio. Dine looks rough. Poor Dine. Alright, so now we're getting into some summons. Here's Titan. Titan looks pretty cool. He looks very elfish, right? So he's big dude, but he's got pointy ears. We got Odin. I'm trying to show you guys this while being able to see it at the same time. Very cool. Oh, okay. Kujata. This looks like a big, basically, behemoth-like beast. Alexander. Phoenix, who we saw in the demo. It's pretty cool. Okay, so this is Bahamut Arisen, which I think is supposed to be Neo Bahamut, basically, but they just renamed it Bahamut Arisen. Or maybe it's its own new thing. And then we've got enemies. There's a bunch on each page. So I'm just going to kind of go over the ones that we maybe didn't see in the demo. So I don't think we saw one of these in the demo. This is a Fleet Wing. These you find in the forest area near Junon in the original game. They're very interesting to look at, the way they've kind of updated them for this game. This one's really cool. Again, this is something you see near Junon in the forest. The Caproware. These things are so interesting in the original, and just what they've done here, it literally looks like it came from a tree. And it honestly reminds me a lot of like a Zelda creature. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah. We have got an ogre. It's kind of blurry, sorry. Got an ogre over here. It'll focus a little bit. A spearhawk, a shoulder pod, a crown lance, and a Bagnadrama. Bagnadrama? Bagnadrama. Pretty cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really neat. So, here's what the Death Claw looks like. Right there. And then this is the Joker. Those crazy card-toting dudes. He looks super scary. And then, these are the weird, like, bright egg things. They've made them a lot darker and earthier looking. It kind of makes them look more spooky, honestly. Let's see. We can skip past some of these. I don't want to like ruin some of these. Yeah, we already knew about that. They renamed Bottomswell from the demo. It was called Terror of the Deep. Let's keep moving. Okay, so we're gonna move past enemies into like territories. So we've got the Midgar area. This kind of like rundown, deserty, broken looking. We've got Calm. Kind of cool. Old school looking. You got the Grasslands. And then the Mithril Mines. Mithril Mines? the gold saucer. We've got Coral Prison and Coral Region, which I guess is different, slightly. Cosmo Canyon. Costa del Sol. Beach Resorty. All right. We've got Nibelheim, Shinra Manor, Mount Nebel. I particularly like this one with them on the bridge. This is really cool. That's probably... We're going to show these Chocobo armors. It's pretty neat. That's probably about all I want to show from the art book right now. We don't want to spoil everything, right? We already saw some stuff in there that's like, ooh, should we have looked at that? But that's okay. Alright, so that's the art book that comes with it. It's a pretty cool art book. It's got a lot of fun stuff in it.